and then we'll do this. There we go. All right. So now it's public. And I guess now we wait. Okay. So if I go that way, okay, very well. Hello there, Logan. Yes, how are you doing? It's going well, as good as I can be, It's going fine, really, I'd say. So I guess we'll wait for other people to show up. Oh dear. I've actually never listened to that album. I might have to get into that, actually. The Great Gig in the Sky. Okay, well. How is it, by the way? The album? Wonderful. Maybe he'll bring Guntik along with him. I don't know. We'll see. This has got to be like the quickest that somebody has come into one of these things that I've seen. I don't know. It's just, I don't know whether I'm getting better at the thing or not. I'm not sure. Either way. Hmm. Yeah, that is a good one, Dark Side of the Moon. Wonderful. It's a good thing you did. I know it's different with different time zones and everything, especially with you in Canada. Uh, I think it's like what, 12:30 in the afternoon there. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Well, yes, that's another very good one as well. Let's see. You ever listen to "Wish You Were Here," or the album on which that one occurs? I'm not quite sure of the name of that one, but oh, I see. Very well. I'm sorry, I'm not so. Uh, I need to refresh myself a little bit on the whole classic rock thing because I haven't been listening to much classic rock in the past, what, 2 years? Something like that? Hmm, I see. Wonderful. Well, yeah, it's got a lot of good songs. It's got Money, Us, and Them. Let's see, does that also have Welcome to the Machine? Oh, Time, yes, Time is also a great track on there too. Uh, yeah, Dark Side of the Moon is very good. Supposedly, if you play that album alongside The Wizard of Oz, uh, oh, you're not liking it too well. That's interesting. Um, yeah, I haven't read much Kuntz actually. None really. I've just been reading other things. I may get into him. I'm not sure. We'll see. Oh yes. Supposedly, if you play the Dark Side of the Moon album alongside the Wizard of Oz, it would match up perfectly, or something or other, and give it like a sort of an ambiance to it. I'm not sure. Of course, the whole thing, the album's shorter than the film, so it would. It's a good thing you're here, Ahab. I don't know anything about this whole YouTube thing, to be quite honest with you, but at least you're here. That's the important thing. Don't know if you can see me or not, but mm, yes, indeed it is. Yeah, Logan and I were just talking about Pink Floyd, actually, because he's listening to The Great Gig in the Sky, that one song off of Dark Side of the Moon. And I was telling him about how I suppose if you play Wizard of Oz alongside it, it would fit perfectly. I haven't done it personally. I may do it here pretty soon, so we'll see. I don't know. So, how are you doing, Ahab? Ah, yes, indeed. It's a good thing you're doing just fine. Just to make things clear, people, I will not be answering any questions about the topic at hand because, to be quite frank, I'm fed up with it. It's rubbish. It will blow over in probably, give it a month or two. Everything will be back to normal. Just you wait. So, with that out of the way, let's just get down to business, I guess. But it's a good thing you're doing well. I think Marcus actually is said to come here because he commented on the notice yesterday. No, today. Well, good. But anyway, well, I guess since I have two people here, I was going to wait for one more, but I'm not sure really what other people's schedules are like. But I thought what I'd do, I'd change things up a bit and do a sort of a live book review, because I haven't done a. No, I have actually. I've done a book review a little bit ago on what's it called? The Salterton trilogy by Robertson Davies, and I just recently read a book, and I thought, instead of filming a review and putting it up later, I may as well do it live for you. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So the book in question is by Roald Dahl, a very famous children's author. But I must tell you, this is not a children's book in the least. Absolutely not. It is. That be. No, it's not BFG. It's not BFG. It's actually My Uncle Oswald. Oh yeah, you have. Yeah, his short stories, his adult short stories, are actually quite good. Uh, I've read a few of his children's things, but not really that much. Uh, by the way, well, it depends on what you mean by giant, because, well, let me tell you. Ah, yes, that one story by him. I believe it's called "They Shall Not Grow Old." I haven't read it, but either way, it's in there. So anyway, this book here, My Uncle Oswald, is was published in 1979. Yes, and basically, what this book is about is okay, good. Is It's told like a sort of a diary uh, from this fella named Oswald Hendricks Cornelius, and this takes place, I suppose, in the early part of the 20th century, around 1912 and thereabouts. And so, basically, this book follows this Oswald character and his many adventures in, I suppose, well, it describes them as the greatest bounder, bon vivant, and fornicator of all time. Yes, fornicator. Very much different from what you're used to with Roald Dahl. This novel chronicles, I suppose, his time in being told about this very interesting insect in the Sudan in Africa. Oh yes, indeed, I tell you, uh, that would have been horrible. No, the book would have been over much quicker if it was. If she was, yes, indeed. But basically, he's told about this insect called the Sudanese blister beetle down there in Africa, and apparently the natives take several of them and crush them up into fine powder. Yeah, I'll get to what I thought about it here pretty soon, but yeah. They crush it up into a fine powder, and apparently this is, I suppose, the world's greatest aphrodisiac. I don't quite know what that's about, but either way. And so Oswald wants to get his hands on some of these things, these beetles. Yes, they will definitely be surprised with this one, I can tell you. He wants to get his hands on some of these beetles, or well, the powder, essentially, and basically test it out for himself. And apparently it works out well, and this eventually leads to him being the original creator of Viagra. No, it's not actually Viagra. It's a type of pill that you take, and obviously you would, be a full-blown sexual monster, and your erection would last for hours and all of that type of thing. I never thought I'd say the word erection on one of these videos. I mean, good lord. But essentially, he's very successful at selling these pills to a bunch of dignitaries, prime ministers, high officials, and all that. Yes, I'd certainly suggest you do that. And basically, on the way, he sort of runs into a school teacher who, in his Cambridge days, or a professor he knew in his Cambridge days. And yes, it would, very much so. Yes, I'm sure they would. But I haven't even gone to the meat of it yet. So he meets this professor, A.R. Worsley, rather, and he's basically devised a method in which you can preserve sperm by freezing it in cold water, and he uses a substitute being liquid nitrogen. And so this kind of sets things off into motion to where Oswald thinks of, trying to, basically, what he wants to do is he wants to get all this sperm from all of the great artists and geniuses in the world, and there's a list of them in this book here. So basically, he's getting all this sperm from all these geniuses so that, he could make his fortune and all that. But there's plenty of people. There's this big old list here of all these possible candidates. I'll read some of them off. Alexander Graham Bell, Pierre Bonnard, Winston Churchill, Joseph Conrad, Arthur Conan Doyle, Albert Einstein, Henry Ford, Sigmund Freud, Rudyard Kipling, David Herbert Lawrence, who is D.H. Lawrence, Thomas Edward Lawrence, not too familiar with him, Vladimir Ilyich Lenin, Thomas Mann, Guglielmo Marconi, Henri Matisse, Claude Monet, Edvard Munch, Marcel Proust, Giacomo Puccini, all those people, all those great artists and geniuses of their time. He wants to go ahead and collect their sperm and, sort of... Yes, indeed. Very much so. He wants to go ahead and collect their sperm so that, he could, I guess, sell it to mothers who cannot get pregnant or want to get pregnant but want to basically have genius sons or whatever. And this is how he would make his fortune. And he runs into this woman by the name of Yasmin Howcomely. Now, isn't that a name? Howcomely. Good Lord. That is. I've certainly not encountered that name before in my life. But either way, with her, he, I suppose, practices these escapades going all around the continent of Europe, uh, having her seduce. Yes, indeed, very much so. Very James Bond-esque, the name. And so she goes around seducing all these men, giving them these little chocolates in which they put some of the powder from the beetle, and in about she gives them the chocolates. In about 9 minutes, they become stark raving mad, and then basically this is going to sound very gross, but she collects the condoms uh, once they finished, and I could tell you it's about as far apart from Roald Dahl as you could possibly get. The same zaniness and imagination that he's had in his children's work, he implements here, but yeah, most likely he's crazier than Moonraker. And the scene where she tries and go ahead and seduces Proust. Yes, indeed. And the scene where she tries and seduces Proust is just, it's one of the funniest things I've ever read. And I'm not going to give away the ending. I'll let you read that for yourselves. Yes, it is, very much so. This might actually be crazier than Hung or 13 and Ready. I don't know. I haven't read either of them. I don't even know if I can find any of them. But either way, I do recommend this book, very much so. As I said, My Uncle Oswald by Roald Dahl. And I guess closing thoughts on this one in particular is that, I enjoyed it. It took me a bit longer to read than usual, like maybe 4 days too long. But either way, I finished it. And I had a lot of fun with it, must say. So that's that. All right, now I suppose. That's a very good question. Well, let's see. Funniest book I've ever read. Let's see. I'm gonna have to. I can't quite remember right now, but I'm gonna have to say this one is the funniest. Let's see. Conversely, let's see. That's a very good question because, to be honest with you, I don't know. Most jokes and bad comedies, really. Uh, I could tell you. My mother really enjoys Adam Sandler's movies, the comedy ones, but they seem to be okay. Oh, yes, I can tell you, actually, right now, the least funniest thing. It wasn't a book, but it was actually an Adam Sandler movie. I actually didn't bother reading The Invisible Man because I was told that it was nothing like this recent movie, and I actually did see it, and it was very good. Yes, actually, pretty violent. I wasn't expecting the amount of violence in this one, as as was actually portrayed on film. Yeah, I saw the original Invisible Man with Claude Rains that was made back in the 30s, so I went off of that. Yes, and I very much enjoyed it. But yeah, the least funniest thing I suppose I saw was this Adam Sandler film called The Ridiculous Six. Oh my god, that is just horrible. It's basically a western, a comedy western that's on Netflix, and it's really bad. It's awful. A lot of toilet humor, uh, just so just all sorts of unfunny stuff and all that. But yes, as for stuff I've read, I can't think of anything that was meant to be funny that's unfunny. Oh my God, you did. Well, I suppose I could ask you this: what did you think? And it's raining right now, so yeah. What did you think of the Ridiculous Six? Ridiculous, eh? Well, obviously, I wouldn't imagine many people being impressed by it. I remember I saw that the day before I went to take the, yes, very bad, the exam up at Seattle in order to enroll me in watch repair school, but I failed it obviously. But I saw that the day of or the day before that, if that makes any sense. So anyway, all right. Well, I haven't actually seen it in the longest time, the Claude Rains version, but I have read the first book, the very first book of the Hitchhiker's series, um, a real long time ago. I enjoyed it, but I haven't read any since, mainly because I've just been reading other things. But my brother is actually a very big fan of the Hitchhiker series, and he wants me to do a book club with him where we read the first book. So yes, I have read it a long time ago, and I remember enjoying it. Yeah, I'll have to give the whole series a shot. Maybe reread the first one. Yeah, I'll definitely do that sometime. You know, it occurs to me that I remember Guntik had asked me a question. He'd asked me a question, said, "Is there anything?" Or I don't know if it was either Guntik or Ahab or hmm. I see. Well, yeah, I think I remember seeing the Hitchhiker's movie. I thought it was I thought it was good, but not as good as the book. I don't think. But I don't. Like I said, I haven't seen it in years or read it in years, so I can't really say. But as I was saying, somebody here or other asked me a question on one of these streams, and it went around. It went, I suppose, like this: What's name one thing that pisses you off? I can tell you already one thing that pisses me off. It's books. Not books. Books are great. It's books that do not start on page one. You see that? This is World of Wonders by Robertson Davies. I have to read this one actually. You see there, page 7. And I have another example here of a book that actually does start on page 1, if I can find it. Did I? Oh yeah, does this start on? Yeah, right here. Another one. No, this is the Rebel Angels, page 1. The reason why I don't like that, and the reason why I'm so cross every time, is because it makes you feel as though you've read more than you actually have. And then you feel sort of let down because at the end of the day, When it says you're at page 100, you've only read about, I don't know, depending on... Well, I suppose... Well, I haven't read many books with authors' intros, but I mean, I'm not sure if that counts or whatever, but I've not read Hyperion or any of Dan Simmons actually, so I can't comment on it. But yeah, as I was saying, it makes you feel as though you've read more than you actually have, and to realise that you haven't is just, it's horrible. Yeah, that's the Roman numerals there. That's fine, I guess. I haven't actually. I can very proudly say this. I have never read a word of James Patterson. At one time, I was considering it because back, 4 or 5 years ago, he came out with this. There was this television series called Zoo, and it was based on a book that he wrote, but he really didn't write it because it was some other bloke who wrote the book and he just had his name on it. And the reason why I was going to read that book was because it reminded me very much of do I have it here? Oh, do I not have it here? Good Lord, did I forget it downstairs? Whatever. Because it reminded me very much of George Orwell's Animal Farm, which was at the time my favourite book in the world. Yes, indeed, he is. And he doesn't. I'm sad to say, but he really doesn't deserve all that he's gotten. But the reason why I was going to read it is because it reminded me of Animal Farm. I never did. I bought the book. I have it, but I never read it, and I don't know if I ever will. I do like his approach, though, how he makes, I guess, the... Oh, you didn't like it? Okay, well, then I guess that settles it. I like his, I suppose, way of doing things, like him doing short chapters and all of that, like 2-3 pages at a time. But that sort of kind of... well, let me put it this way. He's not up at night contemplating the words, rewriting everything endless times. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't even know the last time he wrote a book by himself. I don't even know if he has the ability to do it anymore. He probably does, but he just doesn't do it because I guess, I don't know, he's got all these other people. We'll go until 7. That's what we'll do. Hello, Milkmers. How are you doing today? I'm glad to see you here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're not stopping. Yeah, I don't know anything about this YouTube thing at all. I just do whatever, and just see what happens. I'm not too sure actually why, but yeah. Milkmers, you actually just missed out on a live book review I did of this book, My Uncle Oswald by Roald Dahl, which I very much enjoyed, and is actually so far removed from what his main body of work is that it's just it's not ridiculous. It's just wonderful. It's basically an adult novel written with the same zaniness and magic that he implemented with some of his children's fiction. So if YouTube's acting up again, is anybody actually still here? That's the question. Oh, I see. Well, I'm very, very honored. Thank you very much, Milkmoose. Okay, good. You're still seeing the thing. Well, that's great, Logan. So yeah, we'll just, I guess, fill up the rest of this thing with questions and whatnot, because hey, I have nothing better to do. Well, I do, but I just want to, I don't know, not touch bases, but just yeah, that would be pretty good. I don't. I know you've seen. You might have seen some of my every put insert name of band here uh, album review in under 2 minutes. I don't know if you have the technology to do that, but I think you'd be very good at it. This whole review thing. I'm still waiting on Goontic to do his reviews of all of CCNR's albums. By the way, Ahab, if you haven't seen it yet, yes, the most recent one is the Ohio Players. Oh, my requests were, let's see, Julie from Stuffer 31, uh, Gluttony Gal, who's here on YouTube. Oh God, Jesus. If I had any, you've either done them or they're out of commission. Let's see. Layla from Australia. Go ahead, Milkmas. Let's go ahead. I'm all here. I'm all here. I'll be waiting for the question. Yeah, I'll try and get back into Pink Floyd. I've personally never heard of her. Um, I would imagine she's of much renown. To be honest with you, the only information I get about these people is through other free sites. Oh, you don't really? Oh yeah, that's right. You did tell me that you do have a team, but I'm not quite sure who Mila or whoever it is. So I can't really answer that question for you there. Or you know what? Hang on a second. Let me get my laptop. We'll be back. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Oh yes, that's right, you and Brie. Yeah, I don't really rank albums. I just kind of give like a general summation of what they're about. Let's just look this woman up right quick. Mila for 31. If I may seem out of breath, it's because I just ran up some stairs. Wait a second. Wait, who's this? Who is this? What? Hang on. I'm not showing you any of this, by the way, because I can't afford to get striked. Let's see, who the hell is this? She does not look familiar. No, she does not. I must say, she doesn't look like my type. I can easily tell you that. But, I don't know. Well, what the hell? Yes, Milk Moose. I'm still here. Yeah, I don't really. I guess. Let's see. What the hell? Candy reception. This is last updated. Oh, well, I can give you. Okay. She looks kind of like. Well, let's just say. Oh God, no! I don't want to buy the set. No. Okay. She's. How the hell do I say this? Well, Jesus, fine. I'm going to show a picture anyway. I'm just going to hope that nobody... Or should I? Well... Oh God, no, I don't want that. Jesus, I'm going to have to delete my history after this. Let's see. I'm going to open image, or not link, image in new tab. Well, don't know if you can see it, but she looks like that. Not very impressive. Oh, the reason why I wasn't showing you is because I didn't want to get striked or whatever. But anyway, she looks like that. Just to get a good look at her. Right there. Yes, you can go ahead and screen cap this if you want. I don't know. I'm sorry to have. Yeah, she's like I said. She's not my type at all. She's completely. She looks kind of out of proportion. It looks as though at one time she was bigger, but then she lost some weight, and it's all hanging about her like loose skin. It's just. Ugh. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to. Let's get back to just general questions. I guess. Thank you very much, Milk Mers. I don't intend to be funny, but I guess people say I am, but yes, thank you. Yes, thank you, Logan. I don't even know if Ahab's still here. Is Ahab still here? You there, Ahab? Yeah, it's raining. It's raining, all right. But yeah, Not my type. I could easily tell you that, Milkmers. No, not at all. I guess I don't know if there's a connection issue or anything like that. Yeah, that's maybe. I don't know. It's strange, this thing. I don't know anything about this, but maybe he'll come back. We'll see. Yeah, I thought he would be here by now. Then again, he wasn't here first thing for the last one. I actually had to restart the last one because it kind of crashed on me, and then that's the reason why. Yes, indeed. So yeah, I had to restart the last one because it crashed, and then he probably picked up. I don't know. Marcus might be here. I'm not sure. We'll see. But yeah, more questions. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, this is for anybody who happened to see the thing. Uh, I haven't heard from Michael in a while, actually. I know he's still around. He still comments on other videos, but for some reason he doesn't really comment on mine. I don't know why, but either way. And he hasn't attended any of these streams, but I'm sure he's all right. He probably just it's not getting the thing. I don't know. So yeah, any questions? Like I said, I'll be willing to answer them. Uh, I believe I've said what my favourite H.G. Wells was on more than one occasion. It's The Island of Dr. Moreau. Um, Mainly because of how twisted it is. And really, I have not really read anything like that before or since, really. And I can tell you one thing. I've only ever read three books by him. That's A Time Machine, War of the Worlds, and Island of Dr. Moreau. You know what? Actually, I may have read The Invisible Man already. I remember distinctly that I did read it, or at least most of it, around 2 years ago. But I don't quite remember all the details. Though some do spring in my mind perfectly well, like the scene where he's in the tavern and first gets revealed that he's invisible and all that, and also when he's in the guy's house. Huh. I don't read much horror, really. Um, I must never swerve on H.P. Lovecraft because really, Ahab's going to probably impale me for this, but I find Edgar Allan Poe to be slightly overrated. I mean, what little I read from him is fairly good, but he's very much praised by academia, and the stories that they have you read really aren't, I suppose, well, like the Telltale Heart, the Black Cat, the Cask of the Amontillado. Those stories, they're okay, but and also I know he's technically, I suppose, more allegorical and more, I suppose, I guess, I don't know. Like I said, but Lovecraft, he sort of has the whole idea that we as men are nothing compared to, I suppose, the enormities of the beyond and all of that. Whereas there are gods that are much huger than we could possibly imagine. In fact, we as men, that whole existential dread type of thing, which I suppose Poe did at one point. Can't remember the story in particular. And also Lovecraft is like the only. Yeah. I can't quite say what my favorite Lovecraft is. I must say I haven't read all of his stuff because I don't have a complete Lovecraft. A complete H.P. Lovecraft is extremely hard to find. I don't know why, but it is. So I haven't read all of his stories, but he is probably the only author that actually legitimately scared me. And as I said, I believe I said this, it was with this one short story called The Hound. And I suppose it was in the middle of October of, I believe, 2016 when I read it. And it was a very cold, dreary night. I was alone in the house. Not this house, but my parents' house. And basically it sort of instilled in me this feeling of dread when I finished it, that I had to actually check the house for any supernatural presences. Yeah, I'd have to reread Herbert West. It's been so long, and we'll see. Yeah, I don't know if... I guess Ahab, like you said, he might have crashed, I'm not sure. But we'll see what happens, certainly. Yeah, I haven't really seen much of anything, any adaptations of Lovecraft, really. Just haven't had the inclination. I don't know why. It didn't. I'm. I believe that it's pretty common knowledge that Lovecraft has not necessarily been adapted well, except for, as most people are saying, Dagon. But okay, well maybe that one is good. In Color Out of Space, that movie. I'm not too sure. But I haven't really. I don't know. I just don't know. We'll see. I guess I may have to watch one of those Lovecraft movies sometime. Oh yeah. Okay, that's good to know. Who's still here? I know Logan's still here. Milkmers is probably still here. Uh, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if Ahab's still here, but I'm gonna go for about a half an hour more, and then I'll be watching part 33 of the Chris Chan documentary, which I believe will go on. Well, it shouldn't go on for that much longer. What? Hmm. Okay. I don't know. Maybe the Doom of Unknown Kadath. I don't know. We'll see. Now, like I said, I haven't seen any of the Lovecraft movies, any of the Richard Stanley stuff. I just haven't had the time, or really the inclination, as I said. I don't know. I just haven't done it. I will, maybe, someday. But, yeah, but yeah, You were telling me that they did write The Island of Dr. Moreau, the screenplay for it. Uh, I want to say I saw that movie a long time ago. I I don't believe that it's a faithful adaptation to the book, and I don't know if it. I can't quite remember all the details, but I do remember it not being very well executed. But yeah. Yep, it's still raining. Okay, so I guess I don't know if anybody has any more questions, but I'm still here. Don't know who else is still here. Uh, yeah, I guess I could attest to that too. I know you haven't seen The Island of Lost Souls, Logan, but that one was made in the 30s. It actually has Bela Lugosi, yes, Dracula in it, playing a beast. And it's actually a very faithful adaptation. I very much enjoyed it. It actually did the book a tremendous justice, from what I remember. Island of Lost Souls, uh, from back in the 30s. Yeah, that's a very good pick, Nosferatu. That one, yeah. Haven't seen much vampire movies, but ah, yes. Hello, Milkmas. Good, you're still here. Uh, so at least we got two people here. I don't know if anybody else will come back, or another Nosferatu. That's interesting. Uh, I don't know if that's the Joe Hill series, or whether it's the whether it's the actual movie. But I don't know. God help me. Okay, it's not the Joe Hill. Oh, it's the Werner Herzog one. That one, yeah. Oh yes, that one. Yeah, that TV series. I haven't seen that TV series yet. I don't know if I am. I don't watch much television actually. I tell you, I haven't been watching. I haven't watched broadcast television in about maybe 8 or 9 years. Unless it's like a rerun or something at my parents' house. But voluntarily, I've sworn off broadcast television since I was 13, and I think I benefited greatly from it because the last the thing, the moment that I. Ah, yeah, I haven't read Joe Hill yet. I may get to him sometime, but I don't know. We'll see. I still need to read Stephen King, some of his books, but we'll see. But yeah, I've sworn off. Yeah, Nose for A2. Yes. But yeah, I haven't watched TV since I was 13 years of age, voluntarily that is, and the moment that made me quit was when, I'm not joking, it was a moment in, I believe, SpongeBob SquarePants, where I suppose a man dressed up in a hamburger costume ate a man dressed up in a taco costume. And I said, this is stupid, mediocre crap. Why am I watching this? Why am I continuing to languish in front of this screen? I need to get up. What is this? Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely give King a look, maybe, and especially the Dark Tower too. I know Ahab sent me a few of his Kings, but yeah, I'll give him a look sometime. But yeah, I just figured I don't need to watch this anymore, so I stopped completely. I don't watch television. Well, okay, well, then I guess I may have to read everything that's written. I don't know. We'll see. But you know what? That's actually a lie. I did very briefly get back into broadcast television. Uh, let's see. Hmm. Okay, so those are the ones. I believe those are like among his first, the Castle Rock books. So okay, but yeah, but back as I said, 5 years ago, there was this series on Fox called Houdini and Doyle, and it was basically like an X-Files type thing, but it was with Harry. Oh, yeah, I may need to get on that here pretty soon, the whole King thing, because I did hear that. Yeah, we'll see. Oh my God! It's a good thing that Ahab isn't here. Maybe he is, but if he heard you say that, I I haven't watched much X Files actually. My parents have, and they love it, but I haven't. But yeah, this Houdini and Doyle series, it was it was let's see, it was on Fox, but it was it was like X Files, but it was with Harry Houdini and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and basically they would be solving mysteries and such, all that. And okay, so not to see that movie then. But yeah, that series I did watch in its entirety. For it's like one series duration, and then after that I haven't watched broadcast television in years. So yeah. Yeah, I did hear that that is where that has originated from. So yeah, I do get it that it is overrated, that thing. I don't know. Uh, like I said, it's a good thing that man, you you know, Logan. If you think about it, you are, I suppose, the bizarro version of Ahab. You love Fear Nothing. He hates Fear Nothing. He loves X Files. You. Oh, okay. All right. You were just busy with something else. All right. That's good, Milton. But yeah, look, and as I said, you hate X Files. He loves X Files. You love Fear Nothing. He hates Fear Nothing. It's it's very odd. Okay. Well then, if you're not doing anything, Milkmers, then feel free to. I guess I don't know if you can come up with more questions. I'll be willing to answer them. As I said, I'm just talking here. Yeah, this one was kind of a bust, just a wee bit. I may do another one in another week or two, but honestly, I want to actually spend some time offline for a while because I'm tired of this rubbish. Well, not this rubbish, obviously, but just all the other stuff that's going on. Yeah, sure. I'd like to get an idea as to what's in store from you. Go ahead, give me a list if you can, Milkmares. That'd be wonderful. Because I really can't think of anybody else you have not covered. Uh, so yeah, I'll be. Let's. Yeah, that's another thing. Yes, I'm not a foot person, obviously. You can very well tell that. I need not say what type of person I am. I think you could probably tell already because Milkmares is here, obviously, and what just happened and all that. And but yeah, I do find that odd that you and Ahab are polar opposites. Kind of a nice contrast, I suppose. Oh, okay. Well, let's see. I don't know who Ari Aster is, actually, or what Ari Aster. Oh, yes, Carol. I've heard of her. Her stuff, I believe. I've seen a few of hers. They're generally okay. Oh, okay. Very well. Yeah, I don't keep up too much with modern cinema or like horror. Oh yeah, Carol. Nikki Brooks. She sounds familiar, but I don't quite recall who Nikki Brooks is. But she does sound familiar. You know, one thing actually that I found kind of interesting, and don't take this the wrong way, but yeah, I actually haven't read Tolkien. Okay. No, it's okay. It happens. It happens. This spelling thing. But as I was saying, one thing I found funny. Now, don't take this the wrong way. There. Yeah. Okay. That's good. But it's I know that for your videos, Milkmas, you don't actually speak in them. I don't know at all what you sound like, but you use the like the text to speech thing, and it's very distinctive. Well, it's not distinctive really, it's a standard thing, but I find it very distinctive. So whenever somebody else uses it, and I found this particularly interesting, there was an episode of Paradise PD, that stupid program. Well, it's probably, I don't know, in my opinion, it's kind of a guilty pleasure, in which somebody or other, I think it was like a Stephen Hawking, it's like an adult cartoon on Netflix or something or other. It's kind of hokey, kind of very lewd and very just, I don't know. It's just. But either way, there was like a Stephen Hawking type character, and his sort of I guess, speech modulation, use the same man who sounded like you in your videos. And I said, hey, it's Milkmas. So, don't take that the wrong way. It's just that, I don't know. Every time I hear, I guess, text-to-speech, I always think of you, Milkmas, and what a tremendous service you've done to this community. This very small community of ours. Yes, and we'll go for like 20 minutes longer. Yeah, Star Wars. I don't hate and I don't love them. I like the original trilogy. I haven't seen any of the prequels, except for like that little... it's called The Phantom Edit. It's a 2-hour long video on YouTube where they've compiled together all the best moments from the prequel trilogy and made them into one big long movie. And I found that to be quite good. So I guess I would like the prequels. But this whole thing that Disney's done, in my opinion... Yeah, I've seemed to get that a lot. Plenty of people who grew up with the prequels, or who came about during the prequels, or during that time, seemed to very much like the prequels. I myself don't like the new trilogy. It sort of kind of ended for me with Return, but I don't know. I haven't seen Rise of Skywalker. I don't know if I ever will. But I don't know. Rogue One, like the standalone movies, like Rogue One and Solo, they were all right. They were fun, I guess. I do love The Mandalorian. Yes, The Mandalorian I find to actually be the best thing that Disney has done with Star Wars, I think. Yeah, and Ahab and Guntik both hate Return. They do. But yeah, The Mandalorian, I think, is the best thing that Disney's done with Star Wars thus far. And Baby Yoda is just adorable. Anyway, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, Solo is okay. The one thing I don't like about it is that bitch robot. You know what I mean? You know, that like feminist droid bitch who I guess who becomes part of the Millennium Falcon, and she was completely unnecessary. She pushed an unnecessary agenda that really just needn't be there, and she was just real annoying, that droid bitch, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so from what I gather, I believe Milkmas is covering Carol and Nikki Brooks. I don't know who else you're doing, Milkmas. If anybody, really. Okay, 15 more minutes, and then I'll go ahead and let you guys go for the week. I almost have to. I don't even know if anybody's still here anymore, to be completely honest with you. I know Logan probably is, Milkman probably is. I know Ahab isn't, most likely. But yeah, like I said, 15 more minutes, more questions that you may have, whatever you want, and I'll go ahead and answer them, I guess. Yeah, I haven't seen 2001: A Space Odyssey. I know it's one of the great films, a landmark in cinema history. I'll have to give it a viewing one time. I do have a copy of Phantasm right here. I know it's your favorite film. I actually, from what I remember, I haven't seen any Kubrick. I don't believe. I'll have to do some watching of him. I don't know. I'll have to see because I haven't seen The Shining. I haven't seen A Clockwork Orange, and I've not seen 2001: A Space Odyssey. I don't know what else he's done, but I don't know. I'll have to do some watching. But like I said, I have a copy of Phantasm here. I will see this sometime. Maybe give a review of it. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Funny thing, I actually tried reading the book by Anthony Burgess a while back. But the only thing is, it was an edition of the book that did not have a glossary in back of it. I have this one here. This one actually has a glossary. Monsters. I'm not quite sure which film you're talking about, Milknose. Oh, yes, yeah. Your whatever it is, Avatar, or not Avatar, but whatever it is. Yeah, that one. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think so. The Nightmare Before Christmas, I think. But like I said, I was reading it, but it didn't have a glossary. This one has a glossary in back of it. And so I was confused as to what was going on in the book. So after 50 pages, I just quit it. So now that I have a glossary, one with a glossary, Monsters Inc. Purple. Oh yes, Randall. Funny thing, Randall was my favorite, one of my favorite, I guess, characters. Uh, um, I had a toy of him many years ago when I was like a baby, and I had lost it at some or another function. And let's see. Oh yes, indeed. Huh. I didn't know he directed Spartacus. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to give Stanley Kubrick a look at. But yeah, I had this little figurine of Randall from Monsters Incorporated. Yeah, I'll definitely give those films a look. See, they may be online. I'll see if I can watch them sometime. But yeah, I had this little figurine of Randall, and I had lost it at some or another function or other, and I was basically crying to get it back. So we were just about ready to. Oh, he did. Oh my God, I never realized that. Well, I could I could tell you this. He lived a long and full life. Oh yeah, the name, Randall. Yeah. But as I was saying, that's truly a great loss. Or not a great loss, a sad loss. Yes. And yeah, I was crying to get this figurine of Randall back, and so the family had to go all the way through wherever we're at in order to find it, and they found it, and I got it back, and I was the happiest child you ever saw. I was happy. I was happy as a mole with eagle eyes. I was. For those of you who listen to Parliament Funkadelic, you know that reference. I don't know if I have any fellow P-Funk fans here, but if I do, that's wonderful. But yeah, I don't know what that stands for. DSOHILTSWALBT or ALTB. What the hell? Dude, I don't know what that stands for. Still raining. It might be. Whatever. Okay, we'll go for like 7 minutes. 7 minutes, and then I'll cut this. Oh, wait a second. That's all one title. Oh my god. Okay, I thought those were 3 separate movies you were talking about. Okay. Alright. Very well, that clears it up. Red alert. That might be interesting. I need to check that out. Yeah, I might have to do another one of these. Oh my god, really? That is interesting. I do believe Peter Sellers, I think he's a prominent character actor, and he has been known to play quite a few characters in quite a few movies. But that is interesting. Almost 4 characters, Jesus. Alright, we got about, 5 minutes left. So I guess, I don't know, if any of you have any last minute questions to ask, feel free to ask them right now, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Yes, it's good. Oh, is that from Doctor Strangelove? No. Is that the is is that the plot of the movie you're describing, Logan? Because this doesn't make a lick of sense to me. All right, Milkmers, I will see you around. You have a good night. And yeah, I will attend one of your streams if you do. If you do one, that would be wonderful. Yes. Okay, very well. I was thinking, what in the world? So I guess Milkmers has left. So it's just you and me, Logan, for about 3 minutes. Any last minute questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. Okay. There's more of the movie, I guess. Ah, okay. Sounds very odd. I might have to give that a watch sometime. Strange Love. Okay, so we got about 2 minutes left. So yeah, this one wasn't, I don't think, as successful as the last one because Ahab crashed, I suppose. But at least we had two people here. But like I said, I'll be willing to take at least one more question. Oh my God. Well, it certainly sounds very interesting, shall we say. I will definitely have to give that a watch sometime. Doctor Strangelove or or How I Became Depressed or something or other. I'm trying. Let's see, what was it called? Doctor Strange or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Okay. Uh, the funniest dark comedy I've seen. Interesting. Let's see. Oh, if I've seen any dark comedies, interesting. Um, oh God, let's see. I can't think of anything at the moment. Yes, I became depressed, indeed. But I can't think of any like dark comedy I've seen. Oh yes, funniest dark comedy. Uh, hmm. Jeez. God. Oh come on. It's on the tip of my tongue. I wish I could give you an answer, Logan, but I really can't think of anything at the moment. I will have to get back to you on that one. But anyway, it is 7:01, 1 minute after 7, and this stream, I suppose, was semi-successful. It wasn't as successful as the last one I did, but we still got a couple people in this one. Yes, it does, that one. Though I don't believe... oh, you know what, actually... I can't think of a dark comedy. I don't know if you've seen it, but Gremlins. Yes, Gremlins. How in the world didn't I think of that one? Of course, Gremlins is great. But yes, I believe Weekend at Bernie's does ring a bell. I may have seen it. But yeah, Gremlins is definitely up there. So yes, thank you very much for tuning in. Whoever's still in here, Logan, I know you're here. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. I will maybe do another one of these in another week or so. I'll see what happens depending on how I feel. Yes, thank you very much. I will anticipate those reviews from you, Logan. I anticipate everything you do, everything that all of us does, you know. You, Ahab, Goontic, I don't know if Marcus makes any videos. I know I don't think he does, but Milkmers, obviously. But yes, and you have seen Gremlins, which is good. So, yeah, I will try and do another one of these in a week or so, depending on how I feel. And I hope you all, I don't know if it's just you, Logan, that's there, but either way, I hope that you have a good night, a good week. Okay, he doesn't make videos then. Anyway, I hope you have a good week, and I suppose I will see you back here soon enough, but like I said, I'm going to try and stay offline for a while because I'm just... I'm sick of all this bullshit. I really am. But anyway, have a good night and thank you very much for joining. And yes, yes, thank you. And I will see you here soon. Okay, good night.